You're welcome. You're welcome onto my channel today, and it gives me great joy to observe you viewing this video. I am Dr. Accompany. I am a lecturer in the university. I am a sociologist. I'm a public speaker. I'm a life coach. On this channel, I do a number of stuffs, but all the stuffs I do on this channel, you can easily cluster them into 4: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. And I drop content on these subjects as regularly as possible to assist my subscribers and my viewers to make informed decisions, to be the best they can be, and make sure they don't fall into error. It's on this note I'm making this video again to assist intending migrants, their families, their friends in making informed decisions. This video is not to discourage anyone from moving abroad or living abroad. It's not to drag any country or anybody. It's not to say evil about any country. So it's just to build capacity within the context of migration. It's an area I know tremendous things about, and I think it's very important that I continue to share this information with people. Meanwhile, if you have not subscribed to this channel, what are you waiting for? Kindly go ahead and subscribe. Tap the subscribe button on your screen, click the subscribe button on your screen, and subscribe for wonderful content. If you have subscribed previously, thank you very much for staying tuned. Today, the title of this video is Beware of Moving to the UK on Care Visa and or Skilled Worker Visa. Here is why. Kindly view this video to the end. There are very important pieces of information that I've loaded into the making of this video. So as much as possible. And so many people just start viewing the video and they stop and they form impressions. Still comment about video they didn't watch to the end. So try to watch to the end. Why do you need to beware or be careful of moving to the UK at this time on care visa or skilled workers visa? You know, many people have used this visa and many of them have succeeded. Quite a lot of them also have ended or are ending in premium tiers. You know, people have different reasons for relocating abroad, for moving abroad. So I don't judge anyone who decide to move with his family or alone abroad. I don't blame anyone. People have different reasons. So I don't, but my duty is just to build capacity. So depending on your reason, you want to move abroad, or that you have moved abroad, or your people have moved abroad, is all good and well, but it's good to continue to research, and you viewing this video shows that you are researching. So watch to the end. Different reasons to move. So, but no matter what your reasons are for moving, you have to be very careful so you don't move from front to fire. And if you do move, so you know what you are prepared well in advance of your movement. You have to know that in terms of care visa or skilled worker visa, enormous scam is around it now. Many, I've dropped videos on UK, Canada, Australia, and I did mention on some of the videos that people that are profiting from this increased international migration of movement, and most of the time it was scammers, and most of the time even visa agents who don't tell people the truth. They just want to get your money, and once you go up there, whatever you are going through does not concern them. And there are many fake job or recruitment agencies for this care work, or who promise people juicy jobs abroad, even when these jobs are not there. We have people who spend tens of thousands of pounds sterling to move abroad, only to get there and discover that those jobs are not available. They've been scammed and they're stranded there. Many people they are regretting ever moving. So the enormous scam is going on in this area. So when you see visa agents or recruitment agents saying, okay, just come over to the UK, we have job for you, just come there, just fill this form, just come. Once you arrive, we'll give you these juicy things that are very fantastic, attractive. So you have to be careful. Scam is enormous there. So, and many people have migrated on these visas. Today they are destitute abroad. You know, they are destitute, they have no homes, they have no jobs. Many of them now depend on food banks, many of them depend on friends, on families abroad, friends that are equally struggling. Food banks who don't even have enough as well. So many are homeless, many sleep in buses, many sleep in a... There are many of my people that I know who keep saying I should make this kind of video to encourage, to enlighten people who move to the UK into disaster. So this is just to provide information for people who may want to travel or who are already there. So destitution now is very prevalent. Families, children who don't have places with them. Many beg, many are now begging, depending on handouts from people, you know, after selling all they've got to move abroad. Unfortunately, many will not come back and tell people what their real experiences are. That's why YouTubers like me will try to raise awareness about this, so that people are more aware of the reality. And many are desperate to just go. It doesn't matter what you say, even they give you negative comments on videos, because you are, even though you are telling them the truth, they are too desperate to reason. They are too desperate to reason and to listen. So it's very important. Many even beg to do the worst of jobs over there. Unfortunately, the care visa and skilled worker visa, they have very strong conditions. Very strong conditions. The jobs you can do are restricted. You cannot work in any other job different from the one or the ones on which you got the visa. You can only work on that job. You can only work on that job category. If you want to go to any other employer, you will be restricted to 20 hours of work a week. How can you survive on that with family? Even you alone, a student, you don't have any other source of funding. Your plan was that you get to the UK and you'll be working. So if you want to change even your employer or the company that brought you over there in the same sector of job, in the same category of job, you cannot work more than 20 hours. And most of the time, it's impossible. You cannot work in any other job category, and unfortunately, this has led many to modern slavery. It's nearly impossible for you to even change the work category. It's impossible to even change your employer, even when you cannot switch your sponsor. You cannot switch your sponsor. This sponsor that has brought you, you are tied to that sponsor. And he can do, or she can do, anything with you. It's difficult to change, to switch your sponsor. Difficult. And it's difficult to switch to any other job category. So if you have come for care, you must remain in the care sector. Even if there's no job in that care sector anymore, if the conditions are not favorable to you anymore, you are tied to that. So there are just advocacies now to see if they can relax this because of this so much scam. So many are in premium tiers, so many are promised great jobs, but no jobs anywhere. So you have modern slavery. I did a video on how to avoid migrating into modern slavery. These are part of the routes that move people into modern slavery, and with these restrictions to job category, to employer, yet many are still moving abroad, many are still coming into the UK, still being scammed. Yet there are a lot, hundreds of thousands of people, Africans, Asians, many people from other parts of the world still falling for this scam of care visa or skilled worker visa. But UK government are realizing that this is now being abused, and they are tightening these laws. But what about people that are still coming in their legions, and those are there already, suffering, trapped? Many cannot return home. That's why the video before this was on why you must have exit strategy when you are moving. I did that video intentionally because I've seen many migrants abroad stranded, yet they find it difficult to exit, either because they have sold everything, either because of the social or the psychological shame or the stigma that will follow them because they'll be seen as failed migrants. So that's why I did that video on why you need exit strategy when moving abroad or living abroad. I did that video, but many people then find it difficult to move back. And why do people fall for this scam? Most of the time, they are desperate, too desperate, and they have an unrealistic view of the United Kingdom. Many think they just get to the UK, everything will fall on their laps. It will be far better than where they're coming from. But that's not usually the truth. That's, so the desperation and the unrealistic view of the United Kingdom are two major issues. Desperation to just move to the UK without exit plan, without sufficient information, without adequate caution. So people just keep moving and they fall into a deluge of people still coming, massive amount of people still coming into the UK, even when these problems are there. But many don't have information, and that's why I'm putting this video across to help, so that you do your. Now, what do you do? What should you do to be sure that you migrate and you don't fall into problem? Here is what you have to do. Number one, do it yourself. I made a video on how you can move abroad, migrate abroad without using an agent. I've done that video. It's been a while I made the video. So do it yourself. Most of these things the information you need are available online. You can contact the Home Office. You can contact the British High Commission in your country. Pieces of information, loads are available online on their website. You don't need to use syndicated website. You don't need to use blog or some other thing. Go to the website. I did a video on migrating to Canada. I mentioned it there. Go to the website. You have more than enough information. You don't even need an agent. Some of the documents you need, you can do it. You can get the documents yourself, original one. And if you can watch this video, then you can solve the net. Reputable site. So do it yourself. Number two, be careful. Don't be desperate. Be cautious. Keep living your life. It's not compulsory you fall into modern slavery or crisis abroad. Many people stranded abroad now on the account of these visas. They had no business being stranded abroad. Many of them were doing very well in their countries. Many of them were living far better, even giving support to people. Now they are depending on support abroad. They sold everything and left with their families. Came to the UK with their families and found themselves in problem. So they were not careful enough. They didn't use enough discretion, and they didn't research enough. So no desperation. Be careful. Do it yourself. Modern slavery is very common abroad. So many are living outside the former job. Many are working outside the former job. Many living in train stations, in bus stations. Many live on the streets. They're destitute. Some with children, with family. And so that they can survive, they beg for all manners of jobs, even below the minimum wage in the UK. So this is a major problem. So check with the British High Commission in your country if you just want to leave, and check with the Home Office if you're already in the UK for relevant information. Check very well and be realistic. Be realistic. It's very important. Do your objective, dispassionate cost-benefit analysis before you move. And if you are abroad and you are stranded, you don't have to die there. Don't commit suicide. View my video on exit strategy. It's better for you never to go than you go, you move into problem. And if you have moved into problem, no problem. See how you can survive there. If it's becoming impossible, instead of wasting your entire life or committing suicide, build on your network and find an exit strategy, exit route. So do your cost-benefit analysis very well. If you are in UK now, you are abroad now, or you're still in your home country planning to move, what are you going to benefit? What are you leaving behind? What will be the benefit of moving or staying back? And what will it cost you? Do the cost-benefit analysis very well and beware before you move to the UK on care visa or skilled worker visa. Why? These are the things I've mentioned in this video. Kindly subscribe to this channel and tell others. Until I see you in my next video, beware.